Well, new tonight, 10 News uncovered this new video of an angry mob armed with rocks confronting the Border Patrol near San Ysidro. Agents tell 10 News this is the first time this has ever happened. And as 10 News reporter Dan Haggerty shows us, they're concerned it may have been just a dry run for a future ambush. Dan.
Yeah, Steve, it happened close to where we are now, just south of the Las Americas Mall. You see the border agents back there by the wall right now, and they admitted that if this was organized, the group could organize again. This is how close it was to an all-out assault. Hundreds of Mexicans storming the border wall last Sunday and recording the whole thing. The first organized attack agents have seen here.
They were combative, throwing rocks and bottles and flashing gang signs and threatening agents.
Assistant Chief Patrol Pete Vasquez told me the rioters clearly documented this for a reason. Agents just aren't sure exactly why.
We would think if they were going to use it for propaganda, somebody would have stepped forward to maybe lay claim to the video, which no one has done yet.
Hey,
so agents have been using the footage posted to a Mexican blog site to their advantage, checking out every clip and everyone involved. A man holding a child, a woman with one leg straggling behind, others who look like they definitely showed up ready for a fight. A mix of people agents say implies someone brought them together.
We can kind of see there's one gentleman that at the beginning of the video seems well-dressed, kind of leading the event.
An event that forced agents to use pepper spray, put up helicopters, and prepare for worse than rocks and bottles. So what's the point? What are they doing? Who are these guys?
We're not sure at this time. We're still analyzing the video and trying to gather any information that we can.
And agents told me that most of the other organized events that happen on other parts of the border always have a clear message. This one did not. Reporting live tonight, Dan Haggerty, 10 News.
All right, Dan, and we want to give our viewers a really good idea of where this location is right here. This is the Tijuana River Channel right here. This is where the altercation happened. It's about a quarter mile just west of the San Ysidro port of entry. There is no border fence in that location to prevent people from crossing into the U.S.
It's a hard pill to swallow when, Trump becoming president. It was one of the strong topics of his campaign was immigration. How he's going to build a wall and keep Muslims out. And coming from an immigrated family, it's hard to see somebody talk like that. Most of these cities were built by immigrant families, and, Irish immigrants and European immigrants that came over here, started working. I grew up in Jackson Heights, so it's a melting pot. We got Colombian barbers, Ecuadorian barbers, Dominican barbers. Most of our clientele is Hispanic. It's not easy to come into this country and work and work minimum wage jobs and come up and raise families. The general reaction from this election, the people are scared. We need a president that wants to actually help with the immigration reform, help get these people working so that they can pay their taxes and things like that. He did all these things, said all these things, he got people riled out, he got people to vote, and now he kind of took a step back and said, you know what, let's unite. If that's his agenda, then that'd be great. I think that he can do some good things for the economy. Let's give him a shot, let's see what happens.
Officials, 150 U.S. border agents being sent to South Texas, Edinburgh, Texas. About 150 Border Patrol agents will be deployed to South Texas from Arizona, California and elsewhere to help process a spike in immigrants who have been apprehended after illegally entering the U.S., federal officials announced Saturday. Agents from Tucson, Arizona, and San Diego will be temporarily reassigned to the Rio Grande Valley, and agents working another portion of the Texas border will join them, U.S. Customs and Border Protection said in a statement. The additional agents will assist with screening and processing immigrants taken into custody along the border, many of whom are unaccompanied children and families. Hundreds of thousands of people have sought asylum along the U.S.-Mexico border in the last 2 years, and the majority are Central American families who often turn themselves in as opposed to mostly Mexican men trying to evade capture, according to a federal report obtained last month by the Associated Press. Since 2014, the Rio Grande Valley has led the nation as the region with the most apprehensions of immigrants entering the U.S. illegally. Asylum seekers, many of them fleeing drug-fueled violence south of the border, peaked in 2014 at 170,000, nearly triple the 63,000 who arrived the previous year. Before 2012, there were fewer than 30,000 a year. Leaders in the South Texas city of McAllen said earlier this month that they're struggling to provide services and noted that October was the busiest month since 2014 for a church support center, with more than 5,600 immigrants offered assistance. The city and local groups have spent nearly $1 million over 2 years to provide showers, tents and other needs, Mayor Jim Darling told the Monitor newspaper. U.S. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Jed Johnson said in a statement Thursday there are about 41,000 people being held in U.S. immigration detention facilities. The number normally fluctuates between 31,000 and 34,000, he said. Our borders cannot be opened to illegal migration, Johnson said. We must, therefore, enforce the immigration laws consistent with our priorities. Those priorities are public safety and border security. Specifically, we prioritize the deportation of undocumented immigrants who are convicted of serious crimes and those apprehended at the border attempting to enter the country illegally. Latino barber tries to reconcile Trump presidency and immigrant roots. Luis Concha, a second-generation immigrant, says a Donald Trump presidency is hard to swallow because of the anti-immigration stance he built his campaign around, including building a border wall and banning Muslims from coming into America. Leading up to the election, Concha didn't support him, but considers that Trump could do good for the economy and he'll give him a shot. Brittany Peterson and Franco Ordonez/McClatchy,